let's first start off with the Eagles-Falcons Monday night game.
I wish you wouldn't.
We have to go there. We have to go there. Trent, what are your thoughts of that game, and what's your perspective?
Yeah, I mean, we lost this game basically 3 times, which is what made it the hardest, you know? Usually when you lose a football game, you lose it one time, and you're like, well, that one play goes a different way. It's a different game, right?
Yeah.
But I had to specifically watch us lose this game 3 separate times. I lost us watch it when Saquon drops an absolutely easy ball with grass to run for a first down. This is the frustrating thing, too. If you go 3 plays back, Jalen Hurts throws a ball out of bounds, stops the clock. When he could have ran, he had plenty of green grass. Could have ran. He's trying to force something that isn't there. Now you stop the clock. Terrible play. Then you go to the next play. And now you're stuck, and you're in a situation where you want to throw the ball because you got 4 yards to go, but also you're going to not waste the clock out. And then you have a situation where you throw the ball, and Saquon ends up dropping the pass. So now you stop the clock twice in less than 2 minutes.
With no timeouts for Atlanta.
No timeouts for Atlanta. And so that's a whole minute you could have got off the clock right there.
Yeah.
A whole minute. So I had to watch them lose when Saquon drops the ball and doesn't get the first down. I then had to watch them lose again when they kick the field goal, and then they go and give it back to Atlanta. And Kirk Cousins goes and drives 50, 60 yards in a matter of 40 seconds. So then I had to watch my defense lose again, right? And then we get the ball back with time left.
And there's hope.
And we have a great kicker. Jake the Snake. Chicken Little, we call him, okay? The guy never misses. He's gotten game checks multiple times for game-winning field goals. Great kicker. Great in the clutch. And all we need is 15 yards to get him into field goal range. And we throw a 40-yard bomb to the defense.
It was not good.
I mean, come on. And this is what irks me.
And there's plenty of time.
This is what irks me, Randy. I sat through all of training camp, and the Eagles don't broadcast their training camp. They're one of the few teams that don't. I sat through all of training camp, not seeing any film. Yet every beat reporter coming out of Philadelphia says Jalen Hurts has not thrown an interception all training camp. He didn't throw an interception in training camp until the very second to last practice. And everyone's coming out saying this is bad news not to throw an interception in training camp. And Kellen Moore's coming to his defense saying, no, we're trying to get him to throw interceptions. We swear. We're really pushing him hard. He's just that good. And we're now 2 games in, and the guy's got 2 interceptions.
3
interceptions, sorry.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting here thinking, this was last year. This was exactly what happened last year. We all thought we were over the interception thing, and now I'm back in the cycle. Back in the cycle. And this is the problem. I don't think he's a bad quarterback. But, man, stop making bonehead decisions in those moments.
Yeah.
Live to play another day. And that's what I was trying to explain to you when we were watching the game last night is he just gets in this mode now where the first couple years it was Jalen would live to play another day, take it on the ground, run a couple yards and say, I'll throw it next time. And now it feels like he's rolling out and he just feels like he has to throw the ball.
Yeah.
He has to throw the ball.
Yeah.
And I get it. He's probably got a lot of people pressuring him saying, you need to be a system quarterback that throws the ball. Sorry, Patrick Mahomes isn't that. Patrick Mahomes, when he gets out of the pocket, he lives to play another day. He either runs it or he throws out of bounds. We got to live to play another day because he doesn't throw interceptions in the normal. He throws interceptions in the bonehead, rolled out, trying to make something happen last second.
Yeah.
And it's going to cost us. And that defense didn't play bad the whole game. I feel bad because they're going to be the ones on this hot seat this week because of that last drive where Kirk Cousins just chewed him up. But to hold a team like Atlanta, who they do have a lot of firepower, and we don't really know how bad or good Kirk is at this point, but to hold them to 3 field goals in the first 3 quarters, that's pretty awesome.
I don't know if I'd put as much on the players. I was a little surprised when they go prevent defense. I always hate that personally because all you do is you prevent yourself from winning. Typically, when you're doing that, you're now taking a team that you've really dominated. They pretty much thumped Atlanta. I mean, they had most of that game. They won that game, and it's 70 yards, 1:25 to go, or something like that. They scored within 55 seconds or something like that. and it was wide open, 20 yards, 20 yards, 20 yards. And when you give a professional athlete time and you give him open, all of a sudden your confidence starts going up, and then the fear starts going away, the concern of, and you're like, I got this, even if they've been rough all game. And so I don't know why teams don't do it. If it works all game, keep it up. And they were wide open. Quinyon Mitchell looks like a good player for you.
Oh yeah, he looks really good.
You know, that interception was close
All game last against the Packers and the Falcons all game. I thought he looks like he could be a shutdown corner.
Right.
He looks really good. He looks really, really good.
He does.
I feel like we're losing a lot in between the backers and sometimes right in between the safeties.
Well, you're going to be okay. I think your division, you've got a lot of W's, but you got to clean things up.
I think we're still leading the division at this point.
Yeah, I think, Jalen Hurts is these quarterbacks that can run. Listen to outside noise, and I think it's ridiculous. If you're really good, if you're Michael Vick, and you're like the best speed, quarterback, you've got a gun. Why would you listen to people that don't know how to run tell you shouldn't run? If you can get 20, 30 yards, first downs, keep things going, do your thing. Just do it smart and don't get hurt. But we need to move on. We're going to move on to the Chiefs and the Bengals. Cameron, what are your thoughts of that game? To what is supposed to be really good teams. I'm surprised at Burrow. Burrow has been a quarterback that has been, right at the top, and people have had him rated. But to be truthful, he was not good last year at all. He was 5-5 at the start. He was even worse than that. He won a few then. He's not been that great this year. Nope. I mean, if you really were just to assess him on the last year and a half, he's bottom half of and even though he's a top couple talent. So what was your thoughts of the game?
It was a rough game. We probably should have lost, in all honesty. There were a couple of calls that shouldn't have gone our way and vice versa. But I mean, we squeaked it out. I'll take the win.
Yep. I would rather win.
We won off a 51-yard field goal, which isn't like the most easy thing.
Yeah.
So I'll give credit where credit's due. We put the game away there. But I mean, and Mahomes did throw the worst interception I've ever seen, and the best. Sorry, I shouldn't say
that was
the worst.
A great interception.
The greatest interception I've ever seen. It was a good ball. The defender just made it.
He actually threw
miracle play.
A ugly interception 3 plays before that was called off because of a play against Kelsey, so he got away with it.
Yeah. And
that was an ugly one, and then they had one of the nicest interceptions.
Yeah,
that was a glove interception.
Nuts.
Yep.
But,
they're winning, and Mahomes isn't even playing great. If he was playing great,
no one on our team is playing good.
But I don't know that Mahomes ever plays great until the end of the year.
Yeah, he kind of just jogs.
And to be honest with you, I think Tom Brady always did the same thing. I never felt like Tom Brady, even in 2008 when he was, scoring all those touchdowns and they're undefeated. I never once really felt like Tom Brady was an early season quarterback. I always felt like towards the end of the season they were always just turning it on. They just knew. This is the time to really push it.
The best do that at the right time. They flip the switch.
Yeah.
And they play well. And so good for the Chiefs. Well, let's go to the third game, which is the hard one for me. The 49ers and the Vikings. Trent, what was your opinions on that?
Well,
I'll share mine.
I'll share my opinion, just like I just told everybody else in this room a while ago. I was going through the worst plays for the week, and I am mind blown, and I mean absolutely mind blown that they were even in this football game. I mean, the amount of plays, and we won't say the plays because we're going to maybe see some of them on our list, but the amount of plays where I'm going, holy smokes, so dumb.
Yeah.
So dumb. And a lot of them are just frustrating. I think this is the one takeaway I did have, and I shared this one with you as well. Trent Williams gave up a sack. We just talked not too long about the importance of Lane Johnson and a Trent Williams, where they don't give up sacks for almost 3 years. You know, that is such a huge thing for a football team. That's a game changer. And Trent Williams gave up a sack, and there was another one that I don't think he got credited for because technically it was a stunt. So, this is what's frustrating is players like that, and you got your Brandon Ayuk's who are coming into camp late.
Yep.
I don't think Trent Williams wanted to be at camp, and
I don't either.
it shows that he didn't want to be at camp, and you see it now in his football play.
Yep.
And I think that the stunt where he gives up that one, I don't even know if that was the one they credited to him, and that was 100% his fault. He did not play that right on the stunt. He should have popped back. He should have popped back outside and moved the guy inside to the guard. Anyways, it's just frustrating because for the 49ers who aren't doing well health-wise already, you have players that are supposed to be those anchors on that team who aren't playing at an elite level right now because of the fact that they neglected to see the importance of their training camp.
I totally agree. You can't just show up and say, I'm going to play NFL game in 4 days. And
I don't care who
two of them did, and they are rusty. Williams is, I think, doing a little better than Ayuk, struggling even more. Now, he did a little bit better in that game, but the 49ers, they threw for a lot of yards in that game, and Mason, I don't know what Kyle was doing because Mason had 83 yards with 5 minutes to go in the second quarter, and then he didn't hardly run him again. And I don't understand why. It was like he had a game plan. We're going to throw now, whether they have 8 people back or not. We're just going to do it anyway. And I think Kyle is a great coach, but he's stubborn at times, and it hurts him. So
Well, I think I've heard Cameron say this in the past. Sometimes it feels like he's trying to outsmart himself.
sometimes he does. I agree. And I think I put that on him, that game on him, because so you got to be willing to adjust. You should have different game plans, and it's like, okay, if they're going to do this type of defense, you're going to go this way. Brock Purdy threw into very small windows, and it was like 3 guys were on each receiver. And at some point, and Mason was doing well. So it's like, just ride him. Don't be stubborn.
Yeah. The one thing that is kind of not great is we're seeing a lot of injury already. I mean, you have like Pacheco. I think he's going to be out for a couple weeks,
4 to
right?
6 weeks.
4 to 6 weeks for Kansas City. You have the Eagles. They just listed A.J. Brown for at least 2 to 3 weeks, which means they'll probably just sit him till the bye week on week 5 because we have an early bye. You have the 49ers with McCaffrey going to be out for another 4 weeks. Debo's on the list.
Kittle was beat up in that game.
Yeah.
We still don't have Huff back, and we still don't have Dre Greenlaw back. He won't be back till like mid-season.
Anyways, I mean, just those 3: Christian McCaffrey, A.J. Brown, Isaiah Pacheco. Those are huge losses for all of our teams.
Yes.
And man, I hope I don't see this trend continue to go. Because there's nothing I hate more than watching football when you don't have those star players. It just takes away from it. So
Hollywood Brown's also out till the postseason.
Yeah, I saw that. He's not going to be even ready until the postseason. That's frustrating.
I hate to see these injuries. It is hard. All right, well, let's move on to the last game.
Can I say one
Oh,
thing
yeah,
about
absolutely.
the 49ers?
Yeah.
I have 2 words.
Yeah.
33 years.
Oh, yeah, Minnesota. We have not won in Minnesota
since
for
the 49ers have won in Minnesota.
Yeah.
33
That's a long
years.
time.
And Minnesota's in the NFC, so it's not like it's AFC and you don't play them. You
play
play
'em like every year.
every year, every other year.
Yeah.
So and there's playoffs. Yeah, it's not good. Thank you. I almost forgot that, Cameron.
I wasn't going to let you forget.
I really appreciate that. So last game, Cameron, will go to you. Bills Dolphins. That game did not go. We all picked that game incorrectly. It was before, and we'll get into the injury in just a second, but before that, Tua was playing terrible. He had, I think, 3 interceptions. He was not looking good. But what was your thoughts of that game?
Yeah, Tua. I mean, first off, they were down to, but A-Chain was a game time decision.
Yeah.
Yep.
So most people, including myself, picked up Jeff Wilson on waivers and fantasy, hoping that he would start.
And then A-Chain
he in fact
killed
did
it.
not. A-Chain played, which good for him. I'm glad he played. I'm glad he's okay. But so that was there. Their receivers played terrible for the Dolphins. Receivers played terrible. Tua played terrible. And Josh Allen just ate their defense up.
Yeah.
He couldn't be stopped. Josh Allen, I'm now realizing, is another one of those guys where it doesn't matter who he's throwing to.
It doesn't.
He just can throw it there.
Well, he throws it and he can run.
Yeah, he can.
I mean,
run
he does
somehow.
everything.
That's 6'5", 280.
I know.
Beast.
His
He can
his
move.
story is so cool. Have you ever listened to his story? Oh, it's so cool. So he had no college offers coming out of high school.
Yeah.
So what he did is he emailed his video to like 180 different head coaches all across the nation.
Yeah.
Trying to just get on a team. And it's like, "Hi, I'm Josh Allen. Here's
Just
my
humble.
here's my tape. Please give me a call if you have any questions." And anyways, it's a whole thing, but if you ever get a chance, go. I think they have a documentary. ESPN has a documentary on it. But super cool. But yeah, I don't know where he decided to start to run.
Yeah.
But guy's a stud.
He is. He's playing at an
I think-
MVP level.
I think at this point, I don't know. We're gonna hear your quarterback list later on.
Yeah.
But I think at this point, as far as quarterbacks go, honestly, the only quarterbacks that I feel like I'm taking 1 and 2 is Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen, and I think the rest, I'm not even sure.
That's what I said.
I'm
But
not-
when we get to the list, you're gonna be.
Oh gosh, Cameron already knows.
I'm
Listen,
pissed.
all
dude.
I'm saying is for me personally, I think I don't even know if I care about the rest after 1 and 2.
Yeah.
I think it.
Yeah.
Those two are the best quarterbacks overall. I think
it's
mean,
so much larger of a margin though
Yeah.
than
yes, because
There's such a
I
jump.
thought a lot of people had Burrow in that category,
Yeah,
and
I
he
don't.
is not even close right now.
No.
In fact, he's not even close.
I put Derek Carr in that list right now.
Yeah.
Well, you're talking two different things: how they're playing this year versus overall quarterbacks.
yeah. We'll get there eventually.
you know,